Hello friends, it's Tonton. In today's video, we're gonna talk about how to get city skins, from seasonal events. That's a low to medium spender video. That city skin is accessible for $35 to $40 spent per event. That's the strategy I'm gonna share with you. You can try to get it at the free-to-play, of course, but that's a lot harder to do. So you have some seasonal events. Let's say roughly half of them, they allow you to rank on an event, and we'll cover all of that a bit later. But when you rank on that event, the top 10 players get the city skin permanently, right? So when these, and I'll help you to understand when these events are happening and how to recognize these basically, and and how to go after the city skin and get a chance to get it. But half of the events allow you to get the city skin. The other half of the events are seasonal events with the shop where you need to buy the city skin with the currency, and often that city skin will cost you, based on your luck, $200, $300, $400, $500, right? I said 200, but that's very, very unlikely. It's often $300, $400, $500, based if you're lucky or not. So that's city skin that you can get for 35. Often they are not as good, they are not as nice as the one you buy for more money, right? But that's a lot of a cheaper option if you want a city skin from seasonal event. That's the guide you need. I made another guide that helps you to know how to get like free-to-play city skins, so like fishing tournaments and things like that. But as you can see here, if you recognize them, I got already 3 city skins from seasonal events, and I started to do that technique, that strategy we're gonna talk about today, like last year. And these I got them last year. Most of them I got them like roughly a year ago, because that was Thanksgiving, so that's November. That was Halloween, that was October. So yeah. So quickly about events. That was to show you that it works basically, and I should get that one, and we'll look about that in a sec as well. But in terms of upcoming events, I got that question a lot. So we have Tundra Games. That's early August, basically. So that's, that seems to be a recurring event now. We had last year, we had one because of the Olympics. And that's, that's cool that we have another one this year. Then often in September, they do an event around like Chinese Light or light kind of event. I think it's an Asian day or something like that. So they do a seasonal event here. So you could get a city skin here from the similar event. Then you have Halloween in October, then you have Thanksgiving in November, then you have Christmas in December, then you have in January, often you have Chinese New Year. At least last year they done, I think, Chinese New Year in January. Then in February you have Valentine. Then around March you have the 3rd anniversary of the game. Then April and May, sometimes they do them, sometimes they don't, it seems, but they have Children's Week. I think it's more around May, and then you have Easter around April. So you will have a lot of events, nearly possibly one seasonal event every month, and roughly again half of these will allow you to get one of these city skins with the strategy I'm gonna cover today. Something to consider as well for the strategy we're gonna cover today, that depending on your state activity, it could be a lot easier to get city skin, or it could be a lot harder. So if you are on a mega state with a lot of whales, with more than 10 spenders and big spenders, like super strong whales, it's gonna be very, very hard if they care to get the skin to compete with them, right? Because they're just gonna they'll buy the packs on top of using the item. That will make very easy. Basically, with the strategy, we're gonna compensate the spending of the whale by accumulating some items and playing smart. But whales have more resources than you, so if they buy the packs plus on top of that bigger pack than you, and on top of that they use some items, they will get a city skin if they wish to. And if you're on a dead state, I've been on a dead state for a few months, these are pretty easy to get. I forgot which one I got on a dead state, but it was actually very easy to get. So you might get it with less than one I will cover in a sec, right? So that's kind of to put the kind of the basic information before we really start the guide. So right now we have something that's called Tundra Games, and Tundra Games is an event where you can get a skin. And here on the first event, you have usually 2 different events. Either you are punching someone, so you can punch a dummy right now, or you can punch a snowman, or you can punch a pumpkin in Halloween, like things like that. So if you push, you get, every time you punch, you see my points is going up by 2, right? So that was a lot of punch. I'm currently rank 1, but because people are, not pushing for the leaderboard yet, I assume. And in this leaderboard, the top 10 only, they got the city skin permanently. So if you want to know if that, if this event is giving you a city skin, the city skin is not in the shop, is in an event where you can rank for it. So it's either punching or it's either the cooking event when you collect ingredients and you turn them into a recipe, and then you return the recipe on certain days to get more points, and returning the recipe give you this kind of points, and you can rank for the ranking. So that the mostly two type of seasonal event they give us when it's either cooking or punching, and maybe, by the time you watch that video, maybe Halloween is a new kind of event, we don't know yet, but that will be always in the ranking and you get it at the ranking. So there are 5 things we need to see together today. So of course, the first one is to buy the packs, right? I told you, it will be very hard without the packs, because in the packs you get the currency that allows you to punch. In that case, the dummy, it could be ingredients, it could be whatever the currency of the event is. So for me, you can see I forgot if there was a $1 and $3 pack on this event, but I bought the $5, the $10, and the $20 pack. And that's kind of the core of the strategy. You get roughly 1,000 energized breads per $10 you spend. So the $100 pack is 10,000 breads. So that's kind of to give you an idea. So I bought roughly, if there was a $1 and $3 pack, I bought between 3,500 and 400 and nearly 4,000 breads. And if a whale was spending more money, they'll buy they will have 5,000 once, and then they could buy the big pack. They could buy, I think, up to 3 or 5 times. So that could be another 30,000 to 50,000 more breads, and that's really a lot, right? That's really, really a lot. So the strategy will help us compensate for whales buying these packs. These packs are actually decent often. In most events, they're actually decent. You get lucky hero gear chest. That's really good. You get fire crystal. You get speed up. You get VIP points. So the first few packs, if you are a medium spender and if you spend, $50, $100, $200, $300 a month, you likely want to buy some of these anyhow. If you're a very, very low spender, you could target some of these events and you can keep your money. Let's say you have a 10 or 20 euro budget, then you will follow the strategy I'm doing, and when I will share now, and then when you get enough of accumulating in terms of speed up, stamina cans, and gems, because that's how we're gonna win, how we're gonna make breads, and how we're gonna have a chance to rank. You buy, these two, maybe you buy up to the 10 euro and you accumulate a bit more speed up. So we'll talk about that in a sec, guys. So that's gonna be the strategy for today, and that's really important. And as you see, it's working because I already got 3 city skins. And I did not do that for the first year I'm playing the game. I've done that only in the last year because it took me time to really understand. So I'm kind of sharing you my best secrets here. I think I shared it only on stream yet. So you will want breads to punch, and you punch, don't plan to get lucky with the treasure and the bounty. When you punch the dummy or whatever, the snowman or the pumpkin, you have a small chance. There is like in that case, it's an Arctic Crusher to spawn, and you have a little chance to gain the bounty and to get a lot more. Sometimes you get 5k, 6k of the bread. You should not base your strategy on that. So we are not at all thinking we're gonna get lucky here. I'm actually assuming you won't, and if you are, then you can save some speed up, you can save some things. So the first part of the strategy will be to do all of your events, right? So to complete here, but here is not giving you any bread, but to complete every day your Olaf Chief kind of event. That the other way to know you get a city skin is like these events always go with Olaf Chief 7-day kind of events, right? And the strategy I'm gonna share today will allow you also to rank here and to get a very good shot at getting the permanent thread name card, right, which is a good buff in lethality for many players. So that's it's a 2-in-1 strategy that I'm gonna share today. So you want to complete that every day, so it's fairly simple. I've made a video about that, so I'll link it in the comment as well. That's very simple how to complete that every day, but you have things to do here, and that's nearly 2,000 breads every day if you calculate. So that's really good. That's overall, it's 7 days, 2,000 a day. It's probably 10 to 12k because it's not really 2,000. It's a bit below. So it's probably around 12k bread just for that. So you don't want to lag behind. You get no bread for ranking here, right? You get no extra bread. So you do that just to get the bread from that. And if you are, as well care about the nameplate, you can push for it. The only thing I'm not covering in the strategy today for getting the nameplate is using your keys, your golden keys and your regular keys. So, That's the only thing I'm not sharing, but that probably know you should keep these keys for this kind of event, because that's the only time where you get points for it. And if you look at day 1, you get points for keys. That the golden one, that the gray one, and day 3 as well, right? They are here. So that's the only event in the game nearly. There is Vision of Dawn and maybe another one where you get points for keys, but that's why you should accumulate them. Well, that's not the topic of today. Then you get, so that's fairly it, right? And the last thing we need to talk about, so that was the first 2 things, right? Buy the packs a bit if you can, then, do your events. And then the next thing is happening here. The magic is happening here. So the first thing I want to talk about, I'll talk bottom to top, right? We'll go from the bottom and we'll go up. It's defeating beasts. You have 2 strategies to defeat beasts, and one is linked to the second one I'll talk is linked to actually ranking here to get the card. The first strategy, which is most friendly for low spenders and free to play, is to stop doing polar terrors and other kind of stuff. It's you do only intel missions, and the rest of the time you kill beasts with Gina every day. So you send your Gina if you can, so because it's saving you 20% stamina, which is a lot. So you will try to send Gina. That will bring you to roughly 5k out of 7k. You see there is a limit here, so you cannot kill beasts forever and get bread forever. That's the amount of bread you can get by killing beasts. So if you do your intel missions, plus and just that, and then you kill beast every day, use all the rest of your stamina, you will need to use some stamina cans to finish, but it might be closer to 50 or 100 stamina cans. The way I do it myself is because I want to rank in King of Treasure, and you get points for killing beast on day 2. I'm doing regular polar terrors the other days, I'm doing my intel mission, and on day 2 I put the auto hunt for like 8 to 10 hours. And by doing auto hunt with the monthly ultra value, monthly, not weekly cards, you're gonna get to roughly, you want to get on day 2, you roughly want to get to 5.5, 5.8, or sometimes that event, you have the same event with the cooking and it's 10 times less. Sorry for the mic. So, instead of 5,500 or 5,800, you want to be at the end of day 2, you will want to be at 550 or 580, right? But you want to auto hunt for at least 6-8 hours probably on that day, so you make a lot of points. And if you look at day 2 ranking, I'm actually not very high. I'm actually 15, but that's enough, right? That's really enough. I've done my auto hunt. I got enough of the breads. I got points, so I'm not lagging behind, and that's really cool. So that's the first thing. And you want to finish on the 7k, which I will do easily. I did a bit too much. I think I did up to 6k actually on day 2 for me, and that was a bit too much. So I wasted a bit of stamina can. To do that, it's gonna cost you 200-ish stamina can, depending a bit on your luck. Maybe it's gonna be 170, maybe it's gonna be 230. But that's gonna cost you a lot of stamina can. So that strategy is more for people that actually buy the ultra value monthly card, or people that I know how to accumulate their stamina cans, which I cover in other guides like the Mercenary Prestige Guide and that kind of events, how to accumulate your stamina cans. So that's the first thing you need to do at the end of the event. No matter what, you want to be at 7,000, because that's nearly, Wales will do it anyway. They have auto hunt, so they'll put 3 or 4 match and they'll do the auto hunt, no problem. You do the gathering as well. That's done day 3 or day 4 by default. You don't have to do anything. That's gonna auto complete just by gathering a lot, and you should always gather a lot. So that's really cool. So that's already 10k. So that's the equivalent of $100 pack. And again, a whale will complete that as well, so you are not ahead, but you don't want to lag behind, right? Then the big difference is here, is with gems and speed up. So we're gonna talk about gems first, right? Gems is very simple. You get, for every 100 gems you use, you get actually one bread basically. So let's use 1,000 gems here ourselves. So let's just note how much we have first. So we have 5,920. So 5,920. So let's increase a bit our thing. So let's use 2k, and let's see how much more we got. So we got 20 gems. So you got 10 gems for every 1,000 you use. So it's 1% basically. So that means that I use, if you multiply by 100, that means I use 600k gems. Already. That's crazy when you think about it. But for you, my suggestion here, it will be closer to have 200K to 300K. That, you know, if you can get 400K because you spend a bit more, that's gonna really help you. Because that's 1,000, you know, that's 1,000 gem every, I mean, 1,000 bread every 100,000 gems that you save, right? So that's really good. But that's not where most of it comes from. It's really a bit of a buffer. But you see, for me, it's like I bought, in terms of bread, it's like if I bought the $50 pack, right? Which I did not. So that's kind of balance that out, because whales will buy it. And the difference is really on speedups. As you can see, I got 28,000, right? So I've made some calculation before recording the videos, and you get, let's do, if you do 1 hour, see, I don't get anything. If I do another hour, I got 10, right? So you get, it seems you get 10 of 10 bread every 2 hours of speed up you use. So for me, I use over, that will mean, you know, I use over 200 days, basically. 200 days when I started, and, you know, people have seen that. I did not stream that, I think, but, you know, people have seen it. I had like 11 or 15 days here, and I have 260 days here. So I used a bit more than that. I used 230 days or something. I use a bit of healing speedups. So why do you want to use research speedups and general speedups, and why do you want to use healing speedups, right? Construction speedups, you're gonna use them in SVS, in KOI, when you need to make points, because you're gonna use fire crystal with them at some point, and that's, you know, that's giving a lot of points, and you need them. You don't have extra construction speedups. And if you do around maybe furnace 3 or 4, fire crystal 3 or 4, you're not gonna get extra later. Like, I don't have extra right now, and I'm you know, fire crystal 9, and I need to go to fire crystal 10, and I'm actually missing some construction speed up. So if you have a bit extra at some point in the game, it's not gonna last forever. So don't use them, because you're gonna use them in a more important event. Then training speed up, they give a lot of points as well. So you don't really want to use training speed ups. You keep that for KOI, you keep that for SVS. Some people use like 10 days or 20 days of training speed ups on day for King of Treasure, because that will give you a lot of points. So day 4 is training day. So they use a tiny bit here. So they make some breads on the, you know, on the speed ups, and they make some points to rank in the top 25 to get the frame, right? That's an option, but that's not something I would suggest, because my strategy will actually allow you to get the frame every time. If you look at the frame, I show you the city skin, but if you look at the nameplate, no, at the name card, the game, you know, we got 2 in the past, and we are having a 3rd one. This one is the default one. By default, you get that for free, and I got them every time. So that's worked every time for me so far. And I'm on a quite active state. It's not a crazy mega well set, but it's a quite active state. And I don't use training speedups. If I would, if I need to, I would a bit, but maybe 5-10 days tops, you know. So that's why you use research speedups, is because research speedups, they don't really make a lot of points unless you are using them with fire crystal shard to push for your T11. That's the only exception. But if you use them on regular research, and you do, you know, we have some research that take 20, 30, 50, 60 days. If you use them on such research, you know, you're gonna get very little point on the SVS for 20 days of speed up compared to 20 days of training speed ups or 20 days of building speed up that you use for fire crystal. So you're gonna get very little points. So that's why we keep these ones for that occasion. If you care about city skin, if you just care to help your state, then use them on SVS as well, right? So you want at least 100 days of research and general speedup combined. You will have a tiny bit of a buffer with healing speedups, and we're gonna see they work in a sec. And you want 200, 300, 400k gems. And if you have a bit of stamina, you know, you get your 1500 stamina cans to do your intel and your beast, or you get 200 plus stamina cans to do your auto hunt on day 2. So you will get to your 7k, you will get to the gathering, no problem. You will use your 100 days. So for me, I'm like 230, 240 days of speed up used because I'm spending a bit more right now. I used to spend a lot less on the game, but I got more speed ups from like Miard Bazaar packs and perks like that. And plus the gems, and you can see here, that's nearly the equivalent of buying the $300 packs plus the $50 packs. So, you know, if whales are spending some speed up plus they are buying the packs, of course they will kick my butt and they'll get the city skin, right? But if they buy only, most whales buy only the $100. dollar pack. It's a lot of money to spend, you know, even for a big spender on these events. Maybe you have your biggest spender in the States that will, you know, buy all the packs, but most people don't. So if you achieve something like that, you are very, very likely to get in the top 10. I cannot guarantee it. It really depends on your states. Maybe on a dead state, you need to use, you know, maybe 100k gems and 50 days are actually enough, and you might even skip the $20 pack. That's actually okay. As you can see, the $20 pack is giving you 2,000 of these, right? So it's technically possible to skip buying the $20 pack, and you can get the city skin for less than, you know, $20. But it means that you really need to accumulate speed up. So you will need to buy probably other packs at other times, like Myriad Bazaar, that give you a lot of speed up, and we need to accumulate. Before the end of the year, between Halloween, between the light event, between Thanksgiving, between Christmas, we might have 2 or 3 events that require you, if you want to get a city skin, to push for that. So you cannot do it every event. That's why I only got a few city skins. It's like sometimes, you know, if you push for Halloween, I got Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving was like not very popular, or that's the one I got from a dead state, maybe that was in transition. And then Christmas was very popular, and I could not save. I did not have my gems. I did not have 100 days of speed up, so there was no point for me to push, because on top of that, Wells, you know, bought 2-3 packs, because the packs were really good and the city skin was really good. But you will basically make up for that. Again, if you are in a crazy monster state, that's gonna be really rough, right? Because some whales, they can have 1,000, 2,000 days of speed ups, and that will be easy for them to burn 300 days, right? Collecting 100 days at the free to play or the low spender gonna take you months. It's gonna be months of accumulation. 200 days, like I've done, it's either spending or it's gonna take you 6 months or more. So that's really, really long. So it's hard to pull off. But if you do that well, if you complete all your events, you do all your beasts, you do your gathering, have some gems that you use on VIP, because there is nothing else to use it on, right? It's either you use on VIP, like I do, or if you really care to be a very strong rally leader, you can consider the common wild marks, right? You can consider the common wild marks, because I made a video about the strategy, about how to increase pets stats. I talked to my whales on my stage recently. They use the blue marks and they use that strategy. So they refine infantry health. They secure infantry health to purple. They refine Lancers lethality, for example. They secure Lancers lethality to purple, and they use the blue stone, and they are actually really useful. And some of our whales spend millions of gems on these. And that's how they are getting stronger, and that one of the best way for whales to spend their gems is actually to buy that, right? Getting the skin in the VIP shop is not making you stronger. So if you're a rally leader, that's really important to buy these. And if you are not VIP 12, which is very likely, then you can, if you want to increase your VIP level, you can spend on gems, right? On VIP points. That will be the main 2 options. But you know, if you have anything else you need to buy with a gem, that's okay as well. But you are very unlikely to have a lucky wheel at the same time as at the day 5. So that's Friday for us, but that's day 5 of the event. So you get 10 points per gem. So that's a lot, right? You are very unlikely to get a lucky wheel or that kind of event at the same time. It might happen, and I'll cover it if that happens, right? I've made a video about how to complete that event, the King of Treasure, overlapping with, in our case, with Alliance Mobilization, and I'll make a video no matter the event that is going with it, that you will be able to make multiple points on multiple events. For us, you can make points on armament competition, officer project, Alliance Mobilization, and the seasonal event at once. So you don't have to think. I make videos and I explain to you every day what to do, so you know how to make the point. So that's the strategy. That's really allowing you to get a shot at getting the city skin, you know, for between $20 to $40. And these skins usually, again, are $300, $400, $500 in events when there is a shop. So it's very cheap. Do you really need city skins? I don't know. It's not a really good investment, if you ask me. Like, it's better to keep things for SVS. It's better for your states. You might get more out of what you spend somewhere else in a KOI, for example, in terms of shards. But, you know, if you want to get some city skins, okay, see, like, she just pushed, right? I was first not too long ago, and she's pushing. The end of the event is getting close. So yeah, so that's a lot of bread. They're not gonna be first, that's for sure. I was not expecting to be first. Even if it looked like I'm first for 3 days, I'm not gonna be first. But that's the way you get city skin for cheap. You accumulate your speed ups, you accumulate your gems, you try your luck, it works, it does not. You will, my suggestion will be to pay attention to your state and kind of see, roughly that how much you can get right now, because the event with the cooking, you just divide everything per 10, right? So here we said that every 100 gems, every 1,000 gems, every 1,000 gems, you get 20 bread, so that's 2%, or 1, I forgot actually, but whatever. But you know that if you then, if it's divided by 10, that's simple. You know how much ingredients you will get. Same here, so you can make the calculation. It just does not change how much you need to spend or you need to use in terms of speed up, because everything is divided by 10. But that's just giving you an idea of where you should be. On your stage, roughly, you can calculate, that 20 of these are 2 points, so you can have an idea, roughly, where you need to be. And then when you know your stage, you estimate, okay, I need 50 days because it's a dead state. Okay, no, I need maybe 150 plus 400k gems to really have a shot. Or eventually, but I would not suggest that, consider buying, one more pack, the $20, the $50 at the end of the event. That's dangerous because, that could lead to frustration. That could lead to another whale buying another pack and you buying the $100 and you are planning to get a skin for 40 euro and you end up spending 150 more, right? And that's not really, depending on your budget, that's not really what you want. That's not really a good suggestion. So I would not suggest you to do that. But if you have the money, that's always safer the more packs you buy and the more speed ups you use. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this strategy helpful? It helped me to get 3 city skins so far. I'll get a 4th one very likely. And if there is any other event that I like, I'll push for it. I'll accumulate, push for it. I'm not gonna push every single event unless I get lucky with the amount of speed ups I can get with the packs and everything, but that's very unlikely. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know on the live stream over the weekend if we'll do Canyon and Foundry if I'm actually having a good shot at the city skin, but we'll know when people push, so that's closer to Saturday or Sunday. Thank you very much. Consider subscribing. Very glad that we are 1,000 now on the channel. The Discord is growing. We are nearly 400 here, so consider joining the Discord as well. The links are in the description. I wish you a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.